Hi everyone. Are you ready to do your speak out exercises? My name is Samantha Allendary. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you get your speak out home practice out of the way. Did you know that today is National Cake Decorating Day? Let me show you this picture of a cake that our very own Julie Chapman, one of my executive assistants, made, and we're going to have fun describing some of her cakes, and also Brenda here in our office. Do you decorate cakes? I hope this week you will go and find your pictures and then upload them so we can all see them. All right, but first, before we have fun, we need to do our speak out exercises, and I want to tell you that today's session and all the sessions all this week are being sponsored by Kiowa Kirin. So thank you for that. We really appreciate your support and helping people with Parkinson's preserve their speech and their swallowing. Did you know that more than 2,500 people are accessing these online sessions every single day? It's pretty amazing. Let's all take a sip of water and then we will get started with the first speak out exercise. When you take your sip of water, I want you to think about it. Be deliberate. Think about swallowing with intent. It really does help. All right, the first speak out exercise is called the warm up. You must warm up your voice in order for it to sound its best. I want you to lift your voice and project it forward over an imaginary tennis net. Every sound is flying over the net. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Can you just see those syllables flying across the tennis court? Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Make sure your voice is in front of you. You're not yelling. You're projecting out. Okay, so it's not from here. You're projecting out in front of you. You're speaking out. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Don't let it trail off. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Exaggerate. Be purposeful. Be deliberate. Let's do it one more time. May, me, my, mo, moo. Very good. Let's all take a sip of water with intent. You know how I'm always telling you to, when we do the ahs or any of the exercises, or even when you talk, to make it all the way to the end and to imagine that you're running a race and you're going to blow through that ribbon, through the finish line, make it all the way to the end. Well, this past weekend when I was running, now I'm not a big runner, but this weekend I was proud of myself. I was able to run 2 blocks, walk 1, run 2 blocks, walk 1, and I have a certain spot on the sidewalk where I run 2. Okay, I'm looking towards that point. And do you know that my natural inclination was to slow down before I got to that point? And I had to use intent to force myself not to slow down, but to blow past that point. And that made me think about all of you. When you're getting, you really got to concentrate and make it all the way to the end, by speaking out. Don't let it trail off, and don't stop thinking about it until you have finish your whole ah or have finished your whole sentence. Let's go ahead and do an ah with intent. Ah. Good. Strong to the end. Think about it. Ready? Ah. Don't trail off. Let's do it again. Again. Even if you can't hold the ah, as long as I'm holding it, it's fine. If you're holding it for 5 seconds, you keep it consistent the whole way through. Let's do a 5-second ah, or about 5 seconds. Ready? Ah. Good. One more, and then we're done with these. Here we go. Ah. Even if your ah is just 2 seconds, your goal is to make it strong and clear. If it's not clear, if it sounds like it's from here, project out more. Everybody say, you know what I'm going to say. Say the word hello like you're on top of a mountain. Ready? Hello! That's always my test to see if somebody can get a stronger voice. Say it with me again. Hello! Somebody asked me the other day, because I am determined to help all of you maintain your voice strong for the rest of your life. And someone asked me the other day, well, how do you know what somebody is capable of doing? Maybe their voice maybe doesn't sound that good, but maybe that's the best they can do. Well, the test is, how does your voice come out when you say it with me, hello? If it's louder, clearer, and that's not how it sounds in conversation, then you have not reached your potential yet. There's still room for lots of improvement. All right, let's take a sip of water with intent. Think about it. The next exercise is the glides. This is the one exercise where if you want to use your arm, I prefer you don't use your arm for the other exercises, but if you're having trouble making your pitch change, meaning you're going ah and it just won't move, for some reason, if you move the arm up and down like this, it seems to help. Let's do a glide together. Make sure at the end it doesn't trail off and you keep your mouth open. Now that was kind of slow. We'll go a little faster this time. It'll be a little bit easier. Ready? Stop. Close your mouth. Let's do it again. More intent. Always in front of you. Let's take a sip of water. We're not done yet. We're still going to do a couple of them, but let's get some water. When we speak out, when we get our voice in front of us, we expand our lungs, our vocal folds work better, we sit up straighter, we move our mouth more. Speak out. That's all you need to think about. Ready? Here we go with another glide. I know it's not easy. Let's do one more. Do the best you can. Ready? Very good. Let's take a sip of water. I am genuinely concerned about anyone who is not working with a speech pathologist, with a speak out provider. Please find one. Please find one. Speech and swallowing issues are so serious. So these home practice sessions are going to help you a lot. But you won't make the same progress unless you're working with a speech pathologist privately. If you have gone through individual speech therapy, if you wouldn't mind chatting and letting other people know what a difference that made. Okay? All right, counting before we get to the cake decorating. I want you to lift every number and throw it forward over the imaginary tennis net. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Every number over the net. We don't want it touching the net. Let's go backwards. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to do it again. Starting with 1, I'm going to move my hands like this. I don't want you to move your hands, but we're stretching out the vowels. All right, with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're not trailing off. When we get to 11, we are not trailing off. All right, take a sip of water. We did the warm-ups, the ahs, the glides, the counting, and now we're going to do the reading. For the reading, this is all about building strength and endurance and practicing not trailing off. Practicing us saying every single word with intent. Today is National Cake Decorating Day. Do you decorate cakes? If so, find your pictures this week and post them in the chat. We'll enjoy looking at these cakes all week. All right. So this is a cake that Julie, one of my assistants, made. She makes a cake for everybody's birthday here. It's just so sweet. She finds out everybody's favorite flavor. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's read these sentences with intent and stretch out the highlighted words. Ready? October 10th is National Cake Decorating Day. All right, we're stretching out the highlighted. Do it again. October 10th is National Cake Decorating Day. Gosh, it requires a lot of intent to really slow down and stretch out the vowels. Do it one more time. October 10th is National Cake Decorating Day. Next. Cake decorating can be an art form. Do it again. Cake decorating can be an art form. Again. Cake decorating can be an art form. Remember that another reason we stretch out the vowels at the end, not only to force when you stretch it out, it requires more breath support. So we're strengthening these muscles, our breathing muscles, our respiratory muscles. But we're also having to think about it more and use more intent. And that's a big part of the program. Strengthening the muscles, but then also learning how to use intent. Learning how to control your voice. So that's the other reason to say things a little bit differently or in a different way. Let's read the next sentence. Beautiful cakes are perfect for birthdays and weddings. Or I could have said weddings. Say that with me. Weddings. Again. Weddings. Can you control it and keep it from rushing? Say it again. Weddings. Now, when you said that, did it go forward over the net? Ready? Say it again. Weddings. Now, read the whole sentence. Beautiful cakes are perfect for birthdays and weddings. Next. Julie is Parkinson Voice Project's cake decorator. Were you able to slow it down on decorator? Say decorator. Decorator. Read the whole sentence with intent. Julie is Parkinson Voice Project's cake decorator. Next. Here are some of Julie's decorating tips. Again. Here are some of Julie's decorating tips. Say it again, but say every single word with intent. Ready? Here are some of Julie's decorating tips. And by the way, Brenda in our accounting office taught Julie all about making cakes. Ready? Freezing a cake makes it easier to decorate. Read it again. Freezing a cake makes it easier to decorate. Did you know that? Say yes or no with intent. All right, now this I did not know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Ready? Let's read it together. Add a very tiny drop of purple food coloring to make buttercream icing a bright white color. Did you know that? Did you just answer with intent? Let me ask you again. Did you know that if you add a tiny drop of purple food coloring, it will make your buttercream icing a bright white? Answer with intent. Read the sentence again. Add a very tiny drop of purple food coloring to make buttercream icing a bright white color. Are you saying every word with intent? All right. Take a sip of water. Now we're going to show you some pictures of cakes that Julie and Brenda have made. I want you to describe them with intent. All right? Oh, here's another sentence. Spoons and butter knives are simple decorating tools. You don't need to invest in real fancy things. All right, look at this beautiful cake. Go ahead and describe it with intent. Think about it. Be deliberate. Are you speaking with intent? I'm going to skip to the next picture. Say every single word with intent. Go ahead. All right, skipping to the next one. Look at this beautiful cake. I guess she used that tiny drop of purple food coloring. Describe this cake. You can describe the size, the shape, the color. What do you think, what occasion do you think this cake was for? Describing pictures is a great way to work on word finding and to work on speaking with intent in conversation. What a beautiful picture. Describe it with intent. All right, I'm going to show you a few pictures. I brought in some of my home pictures. My dad and I used to make the cakes for my kids' birthdays. So this was for my daughter Hannah for her first birthday. Not exactly the same, but hey, pretty good. Well, go ahead and describe that cake with intent. What do you see? Here's another cake. This picture actually is a cake from our visit in Lebanon. It was one of my niece or nephew's birthdays. And describe this cake. Describe the cake. I remember very distinctly that, in Lebanon, they don't eat sweets like we do. I mean, everywhere you turn around, you've got sweets, and people are eating sweets every day, which is not good for us. And I remember very distinctly when this cake was brought out with all the aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, everybody was so excited about it, because they don't eat sweets every day. It was a special occasion, and it was so nice. Now this picture, I don't know if you can really, wait, I'm gonna have to try to make this a little bit smaller so you can see the whole thing. This is actually my daughter. I didn't make this cake, by the way. This is actually my daughter's first communion cake. And we are Maronite Catholics, so you've got the cross with the three horizontal lines. I don't know if you can, the picture isn't that clear. We didn't have iPhones back then, but that was a cake. And then here's another little cake I made for my daughter. Go ahead and describe it, the colors, the shape, what is it? Describe it with intent. Okay. I want to see your pictures, okay? You don't, and if you didn't make the cake, that's okay. But if you have a really incredible picture of a cake to show, then show us. We're going to go ahead and do Dr. Boone's words. I want you to exaggerate the G's, the K's and the NG's. Get that tongue moving with intent. Ready? Gu, la, gung, ga, ga. Every syllable with intent. Gu, la, gung, ga, ga. Next one. Think about it. Ku, ka, man, gu, ka. Ku, ka, man, gu, ka. Can you hear the K's and the G's and the NG's? Ready? Gungla. Gungla. These are harder because the G comes right before the L, and now the K is coming before the L. Ready? Kukla. Kukla. Let's all take a sip of water. Tomorrow is our Learn About Parkinson's webinar. Everybody should attend this webinar. You will not make the same progress in Speak Out if you don't attend. It is very important, and Loud Crowd members or Speak Out graduates who have been through the program and watched this before they started, it's a really good idea to watch it at the end, because at the beginning of the program it's all new, it's a lot of information, and after you've learned the exercises and been through it, this will make a lot more sense. And then you want to attend once a year. It is that important. A lot of information in this webinar was taught to me by Dr. Boone. And, you know, I had to hear it several times. I heard his lecture many times before it finally clicked. And that's what we need. We need intent to click. You will do so much better. It will help you tremendously in your life. So go ahead and register. Lena will post the link. It's also on the home page of our website. And tell other people with Parkinson's about it, and invite your family and close friends. Now, time for the bonus reading. These are some tips from Wilton, how to decorate a cake, and the instructions they're giving are for this beautiful cake. Wow. All right. Bonus reading is harder. It's running speech, meaning we're not just reading one sentence. We're going to read a sentence, then another one, then another one. Let's read it with intent. You're trying to reach about 80 decibels like you're on top of a mountain. Ready? Your cake is baked, stacked, filled, and crumb-coated. Now comes the best part, decorating. There are tons of ways you can decorate your cake. You can keep it simple by using a spatula to ice your cake smooth, then top it with sprinkles. Or you can use a decorating bag and tip to add borders, flowers, or a happy birthday coated. Here are a few tips for decorating your cake. Are you with me, everyone? Using a spatula is to... Let's try it again. Using a spatula to simply ice your cake is one of the easiest ways to put the finishing touch on your dessert. Don't trail off. Place your cake on a turntable and use an angled spatula to apply a thick layer of icing to the sides and top of your cake. You can use an icing smoother or the edge of your spatula to get a nice smooth finish, or leave the spatula marks on your cake for a nice homemade look. If you're feeling extra festive, add a few sprinkles to top it off. The bonus reading is not easy, but it is very important because Regular conversation doesn't always happen with one phrase or one sentence at a time. If you're wanting to tell a story, give directions, tell a joke, explain something, you need to be able to say every word with intent, keep it strong until the end, and then keep going until you get to the rest of it. So if conversation is a challenge for you, reading is where you really need to focus your energy, assuming that the other exercises are pretty good. Okay, it works in a hierarchy. Start with the warm-ups, get each one really good, strong, speaking out, and work up to the reading, and then to conversation. Thank you for joining me today. Definitely register for tomorrow's webinar, and I will see you tomorrow for exercises and the webinar. All right, thank you, everyone.